All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Happy Thursday night. Hopefully everybody's doing great. I just want to check. Still kind of new doing it with OBS. Only like 2 weeks with it, and I feel like I'm not 100% like confident with it. So I'm just wondering now, does my sound is okay? Let me just double check that. And let's put this running. And boom. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right. Happy Thursday night, guys. Happy Thursday night. So, yeah, I know I'm late. So I'm gonna do this quick, but it was a great week. Two solid dogtail setup and also some very good swing that yeah, I know it's something happened during that trade, but I'll let you know in just a couple minutes. But first thing first, let's crack up this little deal here. Let's open up. Let's get ready. Yeah, so I know I'm late, so I know most of the people was expecting at 6, so maybe they didn't connect. And most of you do actually do watch the replay instead of the live, which is okay because of a time zone difference, and I completely understand that. But if you're jumping on live, drop behind the comment, let me know where you're from. And if it's your first time, welcome. And if you're an existing follower, welcome back. All right. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Well, first thing first, we need to do this official cheers in just a second. Okay. So in 3, 2, 1, cheers, guys. Boom. Ooh-wee. All right. All right. So let's get into it. Let's talk about, let's do the two dogtail setup first. So for people that are not familiar, doesn't know about the dogtail setup, this is one of the setup I only and strictly do on GJ. Okay, this is based out of the 4 hour time frame, and I execute at 9 a.m. So this morning was a quick one. It was like basically like a 1-to-1. I was a little bit short of a 1-to-1 cover the spread, but you know, it is what it is. Let me show you. Where's my app? Like, where's my tools? Oh, here we go. Perfect. So if you look here, I wait for this candle to open at 9, and I will wait for the creation of the top wick. And once we come down and break the low, this is where I get in. And it took a while, it took a while, and finally was able to secure like 14 pips or 13 pips ish, basically. And yeah, if I would have been like a little bit more patient, I would get my like 20 pips because my partial TP was set up at 20 to have like kind of a 1.5 to 1. This is a scalp. This is the only scalp that I do. Most of the time, I'm going to day trade or swing trade. But this setup, I've been using this setup for so long and it's been working pretty well. I actually have a student, like, I don't know if Jacob is online now, right? Actually, with this new OBS thing, I'm not able to see who's online in the chat. Yeah, I need to figure out like a way to do it because I need to switch screen. But hey, if Jacob's there, I think he did. Did he pass with that, or no? He already passed the challenge, and did he had a payout because of the dog? I can't remember, but he was really excited because during all the last month, he only had like a couple of swing, and the dogtail setup was paying him like pretty good, if I'm not wrong. So hopefully he's jumping on and can correct me. But yeah, so anyway, so that been working pretty well, and I did it yesterday. Yesterday was if I look at Discord, I sent yesterday. Yesterday was the 30.6 pips that I actually closed. So that one was like a 2-to-1 on that scalp, and that was the exact same setup. Let me find that for at 9 a.m. It was right here. So basically waited for the bottom wick to break, to form, and once we break here, and usually I use like a fixed 15 pips ish stop loss. On the one from today, I kind of placed it very fast, so it was like 13 point something. So that's why I was like kind of not that much short from a 1-to-1. But yeah, so anyways, so those two went pretty well. So basically now like 2-to-1 here, 1-to-1 here. So I'm I'm 3x, you know. So just with that setup, that was like for maybe a couple minutes, you know. So that's pretty good. So cheers. So this always at 9 a.m. This is the thing that I do. Obviously, there's days that it doesn't make sense to do it. Um, uh, like this one just never happened, right? So this one, we formed the top wick, we went down, break the low, but you know, like it was probably like super far. We actually created the low first. I can't remember what it was, but I was not involved in that one. Um, because I need to form the opposite side of that wick first for me to take that trade. Okay, so that's very important. It's one of the rule of that setup. So now if you look at this one I was looking to go to the upside. Okay, so in this case I didn't took it, but anyways, didn't break the low, didn't break the high, so this one didn't happen. So it doesn't happen every day, you know, but it doesn't happen. It does happen a couple, you know, days in the week. So that was the dogtail setup. So that was 3 win already, 3x up here. So let's see now. Euro GPY was the one I was really excited about. Euro GPY, yeah. So Euro GPY is the one I was pretty happy with. Let me break it down for you guys and why I did took that trade and how I did took it. Very simple. First thing first, by the way, guys, if you're just jumping in now, don't forget to smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I mean, subscribe to the channel is great, but the most important is to activate notification because I am never on time, okay? And sometimes my schedule do change, so you definitely want to be notified when I'm on the next live session, okay? So those little bugs, I don't know what's going on with those bugs, but anyways. All right, so weekly time frame, we are clearly bullish. All right, so let's forget about this weekly for now. Oops, let's focus on if we were looking at this at the beginning of the week. So beginning of the week, told the people like, yeah, we are bullish here. You know, I mean, we create a new high, and maybe we're gonna expect like a pullback here to continue to the upside. But this candle here as a doji, I said also to the students, I said this might be a booby trap candle, and that is exactly what is happening right now. But I was clearly looking at the daily pullback, and that happened pretty much to the T. We went to that daily golden zone. I There's one thing though. I prefer when there's actually candles, you know, in that area. So that's why I didn't went all out on my risk. I instead of going like to a 3, 4, 5% risk, I was like at to 2.5% risk on this one. I was still super confident, but most of the time when you see a wick coming in that daily golden zone or you will see actually candles coming down, you know. So that's why I was like, ah, man, I feel like it's gonna come down at one point. But the fact that that day here did close, that was the reason why I was willing to put more than 1%, and I did 2.5 because this was solid. Honestly, now thinking about it, obviously it's easy to say once everything's happened, but like I think for me, like seeing this, I should have been like, you know what, you know, if it goes down and it goes against me, um, like especially after this, you know, after this doji, respecting previous low, breaking previous high, and having a solid engulfing here, respecting previous low, I should have been like, fuck it, this setup I'm waiting for. I should have been like thinking of going back here, you know. So that's the only thing, you know. I'm like, I shouldn't have been like all out, like at 4 or 5% on this one, because this is my kind of setup that I really love. Um, Also, other thing to note, we did come down, yes, to that major QP, major quarter point, daily golden zone, and retesting previous structure point, which is not, yeah, there's not really an area of interest because there's only 2 points, but definitely daily golden zone and major QP and previous structure point, which is pretty solid as a confirmation, right? Now, if you're looking at H4, by the way, guys, cheers. Okay, so now, if you're looking at the 4 hour time frame, we went, you know, it went bearish, and we went bullish here. We went back bearish here, So we never had an N3 here to go up, so I was waiting. We went bearish, and we filled back again bullish. So now at this stage, I'm waiting for the pullback inside that H4 golden zone. Pretty sure this was right there, right? So this was the H4 golden zone right here. I'm telling you, man, this fucking golden zone is freaking magnets, H4. Here we go. Perfect. See it right here. So now at this point, I'm going down to the lower time frame, trying to find the entry signal. Here we were bullish no matter what. All right, let me delete some stuff here so it's less confusing. All right, there we go. Perfect. So if you see here, we were bullish here on H1 no matter what. Anything in between here is just like bullish structure, right? So now I'm like, shit, man, I need to find an entry. So went down to the 30-minute. 30-minute is bullish no matter what. It's bullish no matter what here. So I'm like, anything in between is just bullish. So I'm like, all right, so let's go down to the 15 minutes because I want to know, like, when are we switching structure, So the 15 minutes went bearish at one point, obviously. Actually, let me zoom this so it's easier to see for you guys. Let me delete this line and let's do this again. So, all right. So it went, let me see something very quickly here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, okay, so cool. So we went bearish here, pull back. Oh man, I moved my line. Why this thing moved? It was supposed to be somewhere in here. Anyways, so let me do this again. All right, so we went bearish, lower low, and once we broke here, we became bullish. I missed this entry here at 8:30. I was so mad at myself. Something happened, a call, I think. I can't remember what it was. But I was really like, I was like, oh, like a hawk. Can you say a hawk? Like, kind of that bird, Fuck, help me, guys, man. You guys are quiet. What's going on here? Like, I don't even know if I'm talking to myself. I have no clue, guys. With this OBS thing right now, I have no fucking clue. So anyways, hopefully I'm not talking to myself. Okay, so anyways, so I was so mad at myself because I missed this perfect entry. So I was late for, let's say, this was my perfect entry where I wanted to enter. So it's not crazy, it's at like 12 pips ish, I mean, on a 90 pip trade, it's like, so that's why I was still willing to take it. And how I did end up taking it was based out of that 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour engulfing here. And once we broke the high here, this was my extra confirmation. This is where I got in. And with spread, whatever, this was my exact entry if I'm not wrong. Let me just double check on my MT4. MT4, baby, where are you? History, account history. So Euro GPY price 166,043. 166. Where is it? Entry price 166,043. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that was the perfect entry. Not perfect entry, but I mean exact entry. And stop loss was 175,718. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so all right, cool. So I took the time to do it. Okay. Sometimes I just put it randomly and after that I adjust, but I guess this one I did it. So stop was under this structure point here. I didn't use like a 10 pip extra because it was already like a pretty big, stop loss, and it was like a couple pips under that support. So I was like, right, I'm okay with it, So 7-8 pips ish down this support. So maybe a little bit more aggressive ish, not that aggressive because it's still under that support. But yeah, man, and if I would have owed this thing, I mean, it would be like a 4-1. But pretty happy with that 3-1. But I'm lying to you guys, it was not a 3-1. Like it was a 2.821 or something, because what happened is last night I'm watching the Habs game, right? So the Habs game was late because they're playing in Calgary, so time difference, whatever. So my wife goes to bed. I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna watch a game, and I got this trade. I just, just want to take a look at it. So game finished. I'm, fucking around my laptop in bed, having a little drink, and I fall asleep. Fall asleep, laptop on myself, and at one point it went like bam. So I wake up, like what the. Ah. My laptop's on the ground. I pick up the laptop and I hear cling. I'm like, I like kind of freaking touched the button on the magic key because I got the digital magic key on my laptop and I closed the trade by mistake. I was like, shit, oh shit. So I was so mad because at this point I just don't know. Am I on profit? Am I in drawdown? Because I'm sleeping, right? So I'm just shit. I heard that sound. So I'm looking. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, cool. So so technically, I kind of closed like by mistake. Unfortunately, it was like 177 200 177 177. What am I saying? Hold on, TP 177. Oh, sorry. No, 177076 was my full TP, and where I close 176,981. 976,981. So somewhere here. So like 2.8, almost 2.9. So I mean I was like, oh my god, or something like that, whatever. So, anyways, so that's what happened. Well, pretty happy with that one. Pretty happy. Here, Cat GPY. I didn't took that one, by the way. This one I didn't took it. This one was a paper trade because I just wanted to check if it would work. So far so good. And the reason why I was looking at this, I didn't took it obviously because I had Euro GPY running, but everything made sense. Again, same kind of analysis. Very simple. We're bullish in the weekly time frame. And we came back down to that weekly golden zone. Finally, the weekly close bullish engulfing above major QP. Um, daily went straight down in that daily golden zone. Was beautiful. Nice rocket fuel here, closing and sitting on that major QP, forming support. This was beautiful. Like honestly, like I was like this one was like kind of the trade that. Let me just check something very quickly. So here, this is on Friday 17. That's the 20 and the 21. Okay. So what about 20? So that's the 20. That was, oh no, because it's bearish at this point, right? Hold on, let me just double check here. Oh yeah, okay. So at this point, H4 is bearish. So I need to wait. Yeah, okay, so that's what happened. That's why I missed. Yeah, okay, so that's why I was not in E. Because H4 is bearish. I cannot go against my H4. So here, here, and here. So we're finally bullish. So at this point, and this was on Tuesday, I think, right? Yeah. So I remember because on Tuesday I said I'm gonna be waiting for that high low to form and I'm gonna take it to the upside. But this never happened, unfortunately. So instead we just kind of did like a small tiny baby pullback here, but this for me is like meh. And we never really had like a decent proper pullback for me to take it, on H4. So that's what happened. But the reason why I'm paper trading it, it's because if you take a look at it, basically it went bullish from here to here, right? But if you look here, we close above. So that became the higher high, and that become the higher low. So now, if you look, this is a baby tiny pullback when you look at it, but it's still in that golden zone, right? So that's what I missed because it looked so small on the screen. I just didn't realize that it was yeah, that was the proper pullback. And that's why Fib is a great tool for that. It's not an indicator, it's not a signal. I don't trade based out of the fib. The fib is just a tool to indicate me like where the pullback might go. Okay. So basically that's what it is. Let me just do something very quickly here. Okay, so yeah, so this is the main reason. Somebody is having fun with the emoji. Okay, cheers, guys. You guys are way too quiet, by the way. Guys, if you have any question, let me know. So the pullback on H4. So now if I want to enter this, okay, let me mark it down so we can follow here. Let's do this and this, okay? Just for learning purposes. So if you're looking at H1 now, if you're looking at H1, you have price going up here, boom, we're bullish, and we went, did we close up under? Whoa, just want to make sure here. No, we didn't. Okay, perfect. So here was one entry, but to be honest, I would be like really not in that trade because for me, it's just like it's so closed. It's past my safety net, and I would not act on that one. So that's why I paper trade from here because now at this point we're clearly at like a nice high, nice pullback. And if you look again, let's bring up the magnet. Boom, look at this. Boom, inside that golden zone once again. Nice engulfing candle. Boom, you can ride it from here. The other thing also was 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You know, it's just like technically there's less volume in the market. You don't know, you might start to range from there, but no, it went like boom. So that was the whole idea in it. So that's why I'm just keeping this on my chart just to see, yeah, you know. So next time when I see a tiny pullback, I'll pull up my fib and I'll be like, let me check, you know. But it does look good now, especially that today closed like a solid candle here. So yeah. Now GA. GA now is just closed bearish. That's what I was waiting to see. So now I can delete this. I can delete this, and this gonna become a lower low on a daily time frame, and this a lower high. Oops. There we go. Perfect. What about weekly? Weekly still bullish, so I cannot do shit with this now. So I'm just gonna remove GA from there. GCAD now just starting to be ugly, to be honest. Yeah, and GCAD just became bearish also. So all right, daily lower high, daily lower low. Let's delete all this, 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 this. Oops, this. Perfect. So let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is bullish. Daily is bearish. 4 hours bearish. Okay, so now the only way I can actually do have a trade here is if I have an area where I'm going on a weekly, but here it's already past. You know, if I want to do a counter trend trade, I want to have like a way or an area where I'm aiming. And if I'm looking at a move down on the week, I'm looking at a move down around this area because that's going to be my golden zone, right? So since that we already here, I'm not interested in this one anymore. Later. EuroCAD, bullish on the weekly. Daily is also bullish. We're past that daily golden zone, sitting on that daily area of interest. We're probably sitting on that safety net. Let me check. Yeah, we're sitting on that safety net. Great. Perfect. H4. H4 just stood bullish. Oh, I might be interested in this one for next week. All right, let's do this. And this. All right, let's recap this. All right, so weekly is bullish. Great. And we're probably sitting on... All right, so we went to that weekly golden zone. All right, cool. So we went there, perfect. Daily now, we're respecting the safety net at the daily area of interest number 2. H4 just flipped bullish. All right, so now at this stage, yeah, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this one. Wait for high low potential on H4. Perfect. Cheers, guys. All right, NZD/GPY. We are bullish on the weekly. Daily bullish. And H4 is, you see, again, this is the same thing as CAD/GPY. I was waiting for that H4 potential, but never happened. I mean, it kind of happened, but it was like, yeah, this one's even, no. This one's not like CAD/GPY because CAD/GPY is doable. This one not, but we do have a new higher high. So now this doesn't change. That's gonna be the same. I'm gonna be waiting for this. Keeping NZD/GPY up here. This flipped bullish and flipped again bearish. Crazy. Okay. Actually, are we? Ooh, what kind of? Hold on. Let's zoom. Look like we're exactly at the same price. Yeah, so it all depends on this next candle now. All depends on this next candle. So technically, we are bullish then. This H4, our high, and here we go. Yeah, so technically we're still bullish here. All right, let's do USD CHF. Weekly is bearish. Ooh, I might be interested in this one. I hate USD pair. I really hate USD pair. But the only thing that bugs me out is like this area is really tough to break. But this is the first time that we actually break and close on the weekly time frame. This candle last week. But now we're rejecting. So daily had a pullback, rejected today, huge wick, a lot of submarine fuel. I call that submarine fuel. I'm just creative. And we already broke previous low. So there's a big chance that this next daily candle is going to come down. Now we are bullish, like I said, on H4. But if this one closes in under this, I'm going to be waiting for a lower high potential. Waiting for lower high potential if H4 XOS bearish. Somebody else messaged me about NZD USD. I took time to take a look at it. Actually, this is something I marked down. I'm on the Discord right now. I said NZD USD finally going where we want it because we broke it down like at the beginning of the week or 2 weeks ago. Can't remember. I'm still been waiting for this. Obviously it's bearish since September 2024. So more than a year. Okay, more than a year bearish. We're daily. I was expecting here pullback, and this is exactly where I wanted, and we're coming down. Anything before that, like I said, most of the time when you have those areas, you'll see candles going actually to this candle, to this daily golden zone. It's exactly where we're going right now. So that daily broke previous high. There's a big chance we're going to continue to upside, going to that daily golden zone, daily area of interest. And from there, now, once we reach it for real, because don't forget, this is a weekly time frame. We can have like a bigger pullback also. So that's why I've been like super extremely, careful with this one, especially after like a doji like this, Now if you're looking at the daily, we're getting that decent pullback. And now H4 is now flipping bullish, right? Yes. Yes. Awesome. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. Perfect. Excellent. So now the best thing for this one to happen for me would be like, let me delete this. Sometimes I would like to see, like, let's say on Monday or Tuesday, it will be H4 to do something like this, keep going, you know, keep going in here, boom, breaking here, retesting, and coming down. That would be my entry, you know. So so that would be perfect. Um, so let's wait. I'm actually gonna bring this up here. I'm gonna flag it blue because I want to follow up. It's not ready yet, but I definitely want to follow up. All right, so any other pair or question you guys have, let me know. It's time to ask those questions. Um, you guys are way too quiet, man. What's going on? All right, I think we're good. And I started late, so I need to go, guys. So thank you so much. Sorry. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, tonight. I appreciate every single one of you. And if you're part of any trading community, let them know that we are here to help. And yeah, I'll be on again on Tuesday morning around like 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. Again, activate notification. And we'll trade the market together. All right. So thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you on Tuesday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.